Alright, so this next one is called Don't Let Them In, and it's by Kaylert, and we actually have reacted to Kaylert before. We actually reacted to at least like two of them. What? It was the Dunkin' Donuts one, and it was the gas station one. I'm pretty sure most of y'all remember that gas station one. That one was pretty crazy. Alright, so without further ado, let's get into it. Where's the sound at? Oh, it's coming in. Are we gonna talk or what?
So, last night, I was in my living room reading some stories about the black-eyed children and the real-life men in black.
You already done messed up, bruh.
It was around 2:30 in the morning.
I mean, look what I'm doing.
Went to the door like he had to go out. I started to get up, and he started growling at the door. He has never growled at anything in his life. He's only 6 months old.
Oh, there's trouble.
Then, my other dog jumped up onto the couch, trembling and whining. She's a year old. Needless to say, this unnerved me, since I was reading about creepy stuff and was already a little freaked out. So, I just sat back on the couch and held my older dog, trying to calm her down. Then a knock came.
Look, she sound like a werewolf, bruh.
Usually, my dogs go wild, barking and whining excitedly because they love people. But my 6-month-old puppy ran away from it and came over by me. At this point, my heart was racing.
Something's wrong here.
I was just terrified. All the lights in my house were off and the curtains were drawn. I don't have a peephole, so I peeked out through the blinds in the window behind me that overlooked the porch.
Two children.
There were two boys standing there. One looked to be around maybe 5. He was really little. And the other one was about 10, I'd say. They had their heads down and were wearing winter clothes, heavy jackets. I thought this was weird because it's in the middle of summer. Then, they both turned and looked up at me.
What?
I don't have a bulb on the porch light, so I couldn't see their faces, but they looked directly at the window. This freaked me out even more, so I moved away from the window and just sat on my couch. I couldn't believe that this was happening. I had heard that if you knew about them, then they would visit you. Then
nah. Not.
Ma'am, can you let us in? It's really cold out here, and my brother is hungry. I didn't move, and I didn't reply. I was immediately alarmed because I had no idea how they knew I was a man. I just sat there on my couch. What two young kids be doing out at this time of night anyway?
Why almost sound like she said man for a second?
Wow!
It isn't cold by any means. I had read stories, and I thought, nope, not gonna answer the door. Man, please let us in. I saw you through the window. I know you're there. Will only take a moment.
Only take a moment.
A moment?
Right.
What kids say that?
Right. Are they British? What?
In fear and just refused to answer them.
I mean, they sound British,
I
so.
waited for them to go away and didn't dare look out my window because I just knew that they were right next to it and would be staring back at me with pitch black eyes. Then,
Why they peeping in like that, bruh?
They started pounding on my window,
What?
and I heard the same voice again. Let us in, please, it's cold. We have to call our mum. She'll be worried if we don't call her.
Nah, how about you freeze out there?
At this point, I was almost in tears. Just sat back against the arm of my couch and held my legs up to my chest. There was no way I was answering the door.
So they can call the
I
cops.
stayed that way for about half an hour until I was sure that they were gone and everything was quiet. I never saw these kids' eyes.
Bruh.
I have no idea.
They pounding like crazy.
But I definitely believe that they were.
Got this,
I
guys.
grabbed my
For a
phone
little,
and called my friend who had
energy.
suggested I read the stories and woke her up and begged her to come stay the night with me. After I told her what happened, she agreed right away. About 15 minutes later, she still wasn't here. I started to get worried because she only lives on the next street over. I saw headlights in my driveway and looked out the window. I saw her get out of the car and run to my door, banging on it. I let her in immediately, and she was crying.
You sure that's a woman?
What did he say?
That looked like a whole man.
Oh God, I just encountered the two kids you told me about. She
Oh,
stopped
it's
at
a girl,
stop sign
okay.
And checked her phone for a second when this kid knocked on her.
Straight up. She was as tall and almost looked like a man in the face.
Street lights were out.
What the
So she couldn't see
freak?
his face. But there was another younger kid behind him. She cracked the window open, already apprehensive, and said, "Can I help you?" And the kid said, "Give us a ride," in a demanding, overly confident voice for a child.
No.
She didn't say anything, and the kid stepped toward her car, and he was close enough now that she noticed he had jet black eyes. Wall-to-wall black, no white.
Don't let him in.
She said she wanted to drive away immediately, but felt like she was being pulled into his stare, almost opening her door before she snapped out of it. She gunned the gas pedal and went straight to
I wouldn't be
us.
looking nothing
We
like
stayed
that in
up
the
rest of
eyes,
the night
bro.
together.
Mm-mm.
According to the stories, they usually pay you more than one visit. So I'm going to take a ton of melatonin and knock myself out tonight to try and sleep right
Good idea.
in case they decide to come again.
And lock your doors while you're at
Good
it.
night.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
This really
But
happened
put something on
in
it.
Huntsville. Lock your doors and windows and ignore any child that comes to your door asking for help, especially if it's at night.
Man, I mean, I wouldn't say just ignore them completely. I mean, what if they really need help? I mean, what if there's actually children out there that seriously need help and need to call their mom?
Let me show you something.